This is the Canon RF 200 to 800. It's pretty chunky and it's got a black lens hood. I don't know why the lens hood is black, to be honest with you. It looks pretty weird aesthetically. This thing is in my hands. It's been in my hands for about 8 minutes and I've enjoyed all 8 minutes. I'm here in beautiful Nome, Alaska, and there's some muskox over here on the hills that I was just shooting. This is the only shot I can get them because up there, there's so much snow. There's like 15 feet of snow over the road, so you can't climb up and you don't want to get too close and spook them, especially by yourself. So here's where I'm shooting them, but 800 millimeter reach is pretty good. Let me show you what this lens looks like next to the 100 to 500. Here it is. That's the 100 to 500. This is the 200 to 800. So if we just compare the lens sizes, that's a pretty big difference. Let me back up a little bit here. That's a pretty big difference in lenses. It's basically like adding another lens hood to this. Now, if we extend both all the way out, let's see what that looks like then. So same thing, it's about the same length, another lens hood extended basically, if you guys can see that. So pretty fun to shoot with so far. Only got a couple photos. It's pretty nice lighting, but the wind has picked up pretty good right here. These muskox are in an okay spot. They're like just on the other side. Lighting is pretty decent, but it could be better, but it is what it is. Pretty happy. I don't have much time. This is not my lens. This is my friend Scott Stone's. He is an awesome friend to me, and I joined him up here in Nome. But I'm only here for like 24 more hours basically, so I won't have much time. He said I could borrow it, and that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna be pretty limited with the sample size, but so far, for $1,800, even though it's out of stock everywhere, this is gonna be a lens I'm gonna buy for sure, just in the short preview. I'm gonna put this lens away real quick. One of the things I don't like that I notice is, look how much that I have to, like, that's a pretty good size turn in my hand to extend all the way. That's a nice thumbnail right there. Here's a few photos taken with the Canon RF 200 to 800 attached to the Canon R3. Just like in my R3 video, I think it's best if you see the image quality on your computer and not on a compressed video on your screen or phone. Check the description for a Google Drive link with some photo examples of the Canon RF 200 to 800. Also note, there is an incredible amount of heat distortion in Nome, and some images, especially in brighter daylight, are very distorted. All right, well, unfortunately, my time has come to an end with this beautiful, beautiful lens, the Canon RF 200 to 800, and it's absolutely a great lens. And I'm gonna tell you guys, this is definitely the best wildlife lens you can buy under $2,000. I think it's $1,800 or maybe $1,900. Brand new. Unfortunately, you can't find them anywhere. They're all back ordered. Canon and all these camera companies, can you stop announcing new lenses if you can't even buy them? You guys say that you didn't anticipate this many lenses to be sold, but come on, like, this is happening too much now. The lens is really sharp. And you know, the first downside you're gonna say is, wow, f9, I didn't even notice it. 800 millimeters gives you so much compression that you're still gonna have a pretty good blur. You know, unless the animal or whatever you're shooting is right on top of a bush or something, well, that's probably gonna be in focus too. The background is gonna be blurred out because it's so compressed against the background. And whether you're shooting at f4 with a 600, f2.8 with a 400, or f9 with this 800, one tip with wildlife photography is to just have the subject closer to you than it is closer to the background. Now, I know you can't control wildlife, but if the subject is closer to you than it is closer to the background, it's gonna have a pretty nice background blur regardless of the aperture that you shoot at, unless it's like f16 or something crazy like that. All right, so first thing, let's talk about the comfort of this. It's really lightweight. It's a little bit heavier than the Canon RF 100 to 500. But it is one of those lenses that is comfortable to shoot, and I don't want to lie about that. But the only thing I don't like is it is a little bit long, which is fine, especially when it's zoomed out. I mean, that is long. That's literally my arm's length long. I don't like this. If you guys see how far I have to turn to go from 200 all the way to 800, it is pretty far. If I know I'm out of 800 and I see a bird, I want to flip the 200, find it in the viewfinder, and then zoom in. But when the throw is that much on this lens, it does make it a little bit of a pain. Honestly, I'm at the point now where I think I can get away with just a 200 to 800 and a 70 to 200 f2.8. It's like an awesome combination for wildlife photography. I've had amazing time. Most of my shots in this video are shot handheld. So to get that much footage, pretty stable handheld, is pretty impressive. It's definitely gonna be better on a tripod. Footage is gonna be a little more stable, but I think with Canon's in-body image stabilization and editing softwares like Premiere Pro stabilizing even further, I suspect it's gonna come out good. I haven't seen the footage yet, so maybe I'm totally wrong and maybe all of the footage has been totally worthless, but I've had an awesome time with this lens here in Nome, Alaska. It seems to be super duper sharp, and I mean, guys, under $2,000 to have a 200 to 800, you cannot beat it. I think this lens is great for any photographer, whether you're a beginner wildlife photographer or an advanced shooter. It's definitely a great lens to have in your camera bag. It's good for photos, but I also think it's absolutely amazing for videos. You can get some awesome shots. So overall, when this lens is available, I will be buying it 100%. I absolutely love it. It's gonna be always on me. Probably will never leave my camera body. And I think the footage speaks for itself. Hopefully the photos speak for itself. I'm curious to know if you guys are gonna get it. If you have it, what are your thoughts on it? Hopefully Canon gets some more in stock soon, because I'm hoping they're available by summertime when the bears are super active here in Alaska. If you're debating between this lens and the Canon RF 100 to 500, well, click this video right up here for that review. That's all I have for this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I just made a YouTube video on the Canon R3. I'll be getting the Canon R1 when it comes out. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.